Good morning and good evening, folks. My name is Amit from bisptrainings.com, and today I'm going to show you how to create report dynamic using parameters. We'll have total 3 sessions in which I'm going to show you basic to advanced report design using parameter. Today, the first session, we'll take a simple example of creating parameter. Before we proceed further, I'd like to show you the formal definition. You may be using parameter in different areas, maybe while you're designing a program or database store procedures. The basic purpose of parameter remains same. So a parameter is any value passed to a program in order to customize the program for a particular purpose. So basically you want to replace your static content with dynamic by placing parameters. Parameters are dynamic values that can replace your static contains or constant values. In calculation or various other areas you can use it. You use parameter very often in Tableau to make your Tableau reports to support what if analysis, and depends upon user input, my same report may render in a different format in different ways. We are going to create parameter in 4 steps. First I create parameter, then I associate parameter with the calculation. I show this parameter in my user interface and use the calculated field in your visualization to make your report dynamic. Let's take a first simple example. So I'm going to show you existing report, and we made this report pretty simple, straightforward. I have 2 parameters, depends upon my value, my report renders. So as I change the value, I have 2 parameter values, select view 1, where I have couple of columns called customer name, region, segment, and depends upon the intersection of my both parameter. You see my report is rendering, all the numbers are getting changed. We want to create the same report dynamically with the parameter. Let's get started. So as I mentioned, we are going to do it in 4 steps. First step, we create parameter, then use parameter in calculation, then show parameter control for the user, and use the calculated field for your visualization. Let's get started. So first I'm going to create a new worksheet, and then we start adding up calculated field and parameters. Okay. Let's get started. So I create file new. I'm going to use superstore data, sample superstore data. It is extract, and the purpose of using this, so all of you can do the same example what I'm doing over here, and this ship along with your Tableau evaluation edition. So this is a quick startup for the newbies. The step first, I'm going to create a calculated field. So under analysis, click on calculated field. I name it as calculation 1 and calculation 2. Okay, or I select view 1, parameter 1, calculate parameter 1, and calculate parameter 2. Whatever name I'm giving, I just keep a note of it in my notepad. So while we create a case statement, it is our job. Calculate parameter 1, and I'm going to associate with the parameter. I click on create and define my parameter. So I name it like select view 1. I'll make it a string parameter, select view 1, and I want the value of it should be coming from the list. The moment I select list, data type string, you see I have an option to define the value and display as. It may possible value and display could be different thing. Either you can type a value manually, or I can select value from the add from field. Well, I prefer to type the value. I select customer name, couple of column, make sure it's case sensitive. Custom name will appear as customer name. I'll select another column as region. I select one more column from here which I want my report to be dynamic, department. Couple of more, department, customer segment, and finally I select category. Right, whatever name I have chosen, I just like to put into my notepad to avoid misspell. Customer name, region, third one is department, customer segment, and finally category. All the column which I used over here name, they are in line with my table fields. Okay. Now I'm going to write a case statement over here. Case, I select my parameter name. My parameter name value is select view under square braces. Select view 1. You see that color got changed to reflect this is a parameter. And then I write when. I'll use all the statement when. My first value is if customer segment, as it is string, I'll put inside a single quotes. Then because it's a value, the value field or value do you define under square braces. Then so if customer is somebody select the value of my parameter as custom name, it will be selecting customer name field. Similarly I do for region and all. If it is region, when, then I select region, when, segment, department, then select department. Finally customer segment and category. Single quote string, then category, and the last one is customer segment and category. Last one is category. Else I like to make it empty and right. So depends upon user selection. You see my calculated field, it seems to be valid, no error with the green right mark demonstrate shows it's a valid expression. I'll copy this expression and I can make a copy of it. Calculate parameter 1. I'll take another parameter, calculate parameter 1, and I just copy this, select, copy, and paste it over here. So I've got parameter 1 and parameter 2. Just rename this. Similarly, I have a calculative column over here. Calculate parameter 1. Take a copy of this as well. Copy and paste. I'll rename it parameter 2 and change my view as to view. So it would be intersection of both views. Both fields are available. I right click and I like to show it, show parameter control, so that I allow my users to select the value from the parameter. You see these parameter visible over here. I drag and drop place over here to make it simple. Select view 1, select view 2. You're supposed to be giving some business specific name. Try to use business vocabulary. I have used a word called select view 1, 2. You can make it more relevant. So I will place these two calculative measure into my rows and column respectively. So I place into my column and rows respectively, and I like to see the intersection of this with my sales. So measure, I'm going to select sales. I drag it up, place into my detail section. And as you see, when I select my value, my parameter getting change, value getting change. The values are coming as ABC. I'll replace the numbers. I'll drag and drop my sum and put into my sales. So you see the numbers are there. I'll look at the different intersection. Region with respect to my customer name, this is my sales. Region with respect to department, this is sales. So my view is rendering according to the selection we have made. Region intersection with category, region intersection with customer, customer segment intersection with category. So all possible combination of these fields I can use in select view and view 1 and view 2. This way you can make your report dynamic. With a limited field you give more control to the user to make your report dynamic. I've shown over here tabular view, cross tabular view. I could even show this in a chart view as well. So the chart will also render according to the selection you make over here. This was a simple example of using parameter. Do watch our more videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and in the next two videos I am going to show you creating advanced parameter and dynamic dashboard. Thanks for joining today's session. Should you have any question, please feel free to write to us. You can also visit to our site www.bsptrainings.com.